The downfall of the celebrity is very real. In fact, the whole field, you could say, has been sort of dissipated over the years, lifetime, because she saw the space of Hollywood celebrity as, I think, greater than that of royalty.
A woman almost nobody outside YouTube could name yesterday opens up about her messy divorce. And 6 million people binged the conversation in 72 hours. At the same time, Tom Cruise dangles off a speeding train to haul roughly the same head count into theaters. Is this the day Hollywood finally surrendered its throne? And if so, who inherits the crown? Spoiler: the answer isn't an actor, an influencer, or even a billionaire. It's a centuries-old institution that still controls fame the way monarchs once controlled kingdoms. And 2 renegades who walked out of that palace may be regretting it more than ever. Stick around to find out why royalty still beats Red Carpet 2.0 at the New York premiere of Mission Impossible. The final reckoning, reporters tried crowning Tom Cruise the last movie star. He nearly laughed them off the carpet. I don't want to be. There's so many other talented actors and I want to see them crush it. Charming, sure. But Cruise knows the math. The most watched scripted show on US broadcast, FBI, now averages barely 10.6 million eyeballs over an entire month. That's the kind of single-night turnout Cruise once guaranteed with a phone toss and a grin. Yet these days even he has to strap himself to airplanes twice in one film just to break even. While Cruise risks life and limb, millions flock to creators who film in sweatpants from a spare bedroom. Catherine Pays sits down for one long confessional on Call Her Daddy and rockets past 6.3 million plays. Triple Khloe Kardashian's last appearance on the same channel. The Ace family Pays' at-home vlog empire posts toy hauls and birthday cakes, yet boasts 18 million subscribers and 4.6 billion lifetime views, dwarfing network totals produced by 1,000-person crews. Then there's Mr. Beast. Nearly 400 million subscribers and more than 84 billion views to date. One challenge video routinely clears 100 million playbacks, numbers most studio films never sniff even after global release. Even the eminently chill Emma Chamberlain grabbed 17 million clicks just by tasting chicken for the first time after years of veggie life. When anyone can win the fame lottery, exclusivity becomes priceless, and only one club still controls the velvet rope. There are exactly 2 doors into the palace. Be born there or marry inside. That bottleneck makes royals scarce in a way algorithms can't replicate. Where movie studios now live stream table reads to claw back mystique, Windsor Castle keeps its guard shift a secret rehearsal. The less you reveal, the more people guess. And guessing fuels intrigue. Modern coronations prove the magnet still works. Charles III's ceremony pulled an average 18 million UK viewers despite airing at breakfast time. Even the Platinum Jubilee concert, essentially an 80-year-old throwing herself a party, beat UEFA Women's Soccer for 2022's #1 TV slot at 13.1 million. Yet 2 insiders famously chose to trade that lifelong spotlight for California sunlight. May 2025 YouGov polling paints the picture. 20% positive opinion versus 65% negative for Meghan, a net negative 45 and her worst score on record. Instagram tells a similar story. The Duchess's long-teased comeback page hovers around 3 million followers, barely a rounding error beside mid-tier beauty vloggers. Their media ventures? A single season of podcasting, 1 Netflix docu-soap, and a flurry of trademark filings for projects that never materialized. In the influencer coliseum, momentum is oxygen. Pause too long and the algorithm forgets you exist. Unfortunately for the Sussexes, their royal passports expired the moment they tried to monetize the crown. Worse, the kingdom they joined is bleeding prestige at record speed. Location shoots in Los Angeles plummeted 30% in 5 years. 2024 marked the city's leanest production slate since the pandemic. Rising costs, tax credit wars, and strike hangovers leave studio backlots quieter than public libraries. Veteran crew whisper that Hollywood is turning into the next Detroit, a factory town shipping its core product offshore. Studios/mid-budget dramas in favor of superhero sequels. Audiences counter-program by binge-watching real-life drama on TikTok. Why pay $18 for a ticket when a guy just buried himself alive for free? asked one Variety columnist after Mr. Beast's latest stunt premiered to 110 million views in 48 hours. Data tells an even harsher truth when you lay influencer metrics beside legacy media. The numbers game. Data doesn't lie. Metric traditional star top influencer comparative punchline followers Torsinus. Fans Margot Robbie on Instagram. 41 million Mr. Beast YouTube subs. Approximately 400 million one blogger equals 10 Hollywood A-listers peak single day audience mission. Impossible opening day. US 14 million tickets, Mr. Beast 456K Squid Game first, 24 hours, 41 million views, 3 days of cruise, approximately 1 day of Beast annual content hours. Typical actor release, 2 to 3 hours screen time, daily vlogs plus shorts, 100 plus hours influence equals frequency, rough figures, update on upload for currency. If raw reach rules, why aren't influencers automatically the new kings? Because reach without legacy is fragile. Ask the Kardashians. The Kardashians moved from cable to Hulu because cable audiences collapsed. The Hulu premiere nabbed roughly 1.7 million day one viewers. Respectable for streaming, but peanuts next to Charles' coronation. Royal ceremonies are one-off events, yet still eclipse season-long reality arcs. Meanwhile, Kris Jenner builds billion-dollar cosmetics lines, but none will pass to great-grandchildren the way Balmoral passes through Windsor bloodlines. Generational memory is the one asset Silicon Valley can't code. Speaking of assets that dwarf studios, Jimmy Donaldson spends $3 million plus per upload. Uses proprietary dubbing tech to auto-translate into 13 languages, and earned an estimated $250 million in 2024 alone. Enough to purchase A24's annual slate twice. Brands treat his giveaways like Super Bowl ads because one integration liquefies inventory worldwide. Hollywood once sold star power to corporate sponsors. Now, a North Carolina college dropout sells the sponsors directly to 399 million personal subscribers. So why can't Harry and Meghan replicate that rocket ship? Because algorithmic fame punishes inconsistency. And royals can't post thirst traps. The royal mystique playbook scarcity. Limited public appearances ensure demand. Symbolism. Every outfit, carriage, and balcony wave carries coded meaning. TikTok decodes it for free. Service narrative. Ribbon cuttings and charity visits reinforce that titles equal duty, not just glamour. Controlled access. A single sanctioned documentary every decade keeps mystique intact yet quenches curiosity. By contrast, celebrities overshare, then wonder why interest collapses. Recall the Queen's mantra, never complain, never explain. That line is basically SEO gold. Short, memorable, infinitely memeable, and it still grants journalists nothing concrete to attack. So what happens when royals ditch Playbook 101 and embrace Podcast 101? Every Sussex interview chips away at awe. First came Oprah, then archetypes, then Harry's tell-all book Spare. Each promised bombshells, each recycled grievances. Algorithms crave novelty, repetition tanks watch time. Even loyal fans admit skip ping segments that feel like deja vu. Net result, a content brand with no consistent release schedule, saddled with legal disclaimers and polarizing hot takes. In YouTube terms, that's the opposite of retention fuel. Worse, their chosen kingdom, streaming Hollywood, is entering austerity mode. If hedge-funded platforms now balk at renewing J.J. Abrams deals, how eager will they be to bankroll royals with negative net buzz? Meanwhile, palace life quietly demonstrates the compounding power of patience. When William toured Cornish farms this spring to discuss inheritance tax headaches, coverage was minimal, by design. Yet locals recorded phone clips that racked up 4 million organic TikTok views in a weekend. No hashtags, no paid push, just the novelty of a future king talking sheep parasites with a 92-year-old farmer. That content works because William hasn't already flooded feeds with daily monologues. When he does speak, algorithms treat it as rare tape. Similarly, Trooping the Colour, essentially a fancy birthday parade, still peaked at 7.5 million live UK viewers in 2022. That's half Succession's US finale audience for an event with no narrative stakes beyond will the horse behave. Scarcity prints ratings. The contrast sets up our final act, a forecast of who wears tomorrow's crown of attention. When William toured Cornish farms this spring to discuss inheritance tax headaches, coverage was minimal, by design. Yet locals recorded phone clips that racked up 4 million organic TikTok views in a weekend. No hashtags, no paid push, just the novelty of a future king talking sheep parasites with a 92-year-old farmer. That content works because William hasn't already flooded feeds with daily monologues. When he does speak, algorithms treat it as rare tape. Similarly, Trooping the Colour, essentially a fancy birthday parade, still peaked at 7.5 million live UK viewers in 2022. That's half Succession's US finale audience for an event with no narrative stakes beyond will the horse behave. Scarcity prints ratings. The contrast sets up our final act, a forecast of who wears tomorrow's crown of attention. The studio's latest save-yourself strategy is gambling on universe building. Think Duneverse, Barbieverse, even a rumored Oppenheimerverse. Problem: franchises require fresh stars, but stars now graduate directly to influencer status, promoting energy drinks on Twitch between takes. Films look less like cultural tentpoles and more like 2-hour commercials for theme park rides. Meanwhile, AI threatens to de-age actors forever, diluting scarcity further. Crew guilds lobby Sacramento for juicier tax breaks. California faces a $12 billion deficit and voters who won't foot the bill so superheroes can blow up another Georgia parking lot, doubling as NYC. Even insiders whisper that if Apple or Amazon tire of vanity streaming, Hollywood's liquidity pool evaporates overnight. So where does the average viewer place their bets? Influencer culture promises limitless upside but zero insulation. One ill-timed tweet, one DM leak, and sponsors flee by nightfall. The Sussexes discovered this when Spotify axed their reported $20 million contract after delivering just 12 episodes. Not enough bang for the buck, an exec quipped off record. Celebrity in 2025 is a treadmill set to sprint. Stop moving and you're flung into digital oblivion. Royals conversely weather scandals by leaning on protocol and lineage. Prince Andrew's implosion was enormous, yet the monarchy's net favorability dipped only a few points before rebounding. The institution survives even catastrophic individual failures. Permanence or virality? Pick one. History suggests you can't hold both. Short term, 1 to 3 years. Influencers will keep siphoning ad dollars as brands chase measurable ROI. Hollywood leans harder on global event films. Avengers 9 in panoramic MX 4D smell-o-vision. Royals cement soft power through digital touchpoints like Jubilee live streams and Coronation AR filters. Midterm, 3 to 10 years. AI deepfake legislation will split audiences. Premium content equals verified humans. Bargain bin equals synthetic soap opera. Expect at least one streamer-funded royal docudrama told from palace POV as reputational counterstrike. Meghan and Harry face a make-or-break brand pivot. Either pivot to philanthropic micro-influencer authenticity or fade beneath newer scandal cycles. Long-term, 10 years plus. Franchise fatigue hits critical mass. Nostalgia reboots stall. Experiential IRL events, royal garden parties, influencer arena shows become status currency. Monarchies that modernize, think Denmark's crown princess on Twitch teaching Danish etiquette, will lock in Gen Alpha goodwill. The ultimate attention throne splits. Algorithms reward quantity, influencers. Humans reward legacy, royalty. Hollywood squeezed in the middle becomes a tech company IP farm, selling characters to theme park conglomerates and TikTok studios. So here's the challenge. Would you trade a guaranteed lifetime of ceremonial relevance for a shot at viral superstardom? Drop your answer below. And if you're wondering whether another royal crisis is brewing, hint, it involves a disgruntled duke, an ancient title dispute, and a $300 million estate. Subscribe now. Next week, we'll unpack the family feud that Buckingham hoped you'd never hear about. Trust me, you won't want to miss that cliffhanger. Roll end card. Cue subtle orchestral sting fading under the channel logo.